The Empathetic Leader by Paula Aldis. An empathetic leader actively identifies with and understands the thoughts, feelings, and challenges of others, fostering a trusting, supportive, and inclusive environment. They prioritize human connection and well-being, demonstrating active listening, compassion, and accountability. I adopted the leadership style I use both as a parent and in running my home daycare after reading a book on mental health, which introduced me to the LEAP system based on what I read and learned. Listen, empathize, agree, and partner. L-E-A-P system in action. Listen. Even the youngest children wanted someone to listen to what they had to say. It's important to listen not just to their words, but to how they are feeling. Empathize. Try to understand what they are trying to express, even if you do not fully grasp where they are coming from. Agree. You can validate their experience by saying something as simple as, "I can see where you're coming from." Partner. Work together on a solution that meets both of your needs. You get what you need from them, and they get what they need from you. A real-life example. When the school suspended my son from middle school for fighting, I saw firsthand how important this method is. The principal, who had not witnessed the incident, refused to listen to the students who had. I calmly told her that I had heard her side and now wanted to hear from my son and the other boy involved. My son explained that the other boy had been throwing M&Ms at a girl he was talking to. After asking him to stop, the boy threw his lunch bag at my son, prompting my son to push him. I then asked the other boy to share his side with his father present, and he did not deny the story. The principal explained that school policy required a 3-day suspension. I calmly explained this to my son and asked what he thought. He didn't understand why he was getting punished, even though he had tried to do the right thing. I explained that because the situation became physical, school policy does not take sides. He accepted that. Together, we came up with a plan. My son would not just spend the suspension doing nothing. My son agreed to work with a college student from the neighborhood to stay on top of his schoolwork. We got through it as a team by listening, understanding, and working together. Leadership at home. Being a parent or childcare provider puts you in a leadership role whether you realize it or not. Over time, I have developed the ability to read the room. I can often tell when my children or the kids I care for are stressed just by looking at them. I always ask them what is going on and why they are feeling that way. Most of the time, they are eager to open up. Once they feel heard, they brighten up. I empathize with their feelings and help them find calm, whether through deep breaths, distraction, or laughter. Often we discover humor in the situation together. The best approach is to let them come up with their own solution and support it. Even now, my 21-year-old daughter calls often with problems that feel overwhelming. I listen first. That open door policy is always there. My children know they can come to me anytime, and I will listen, empathize, agree, and partner with them to find a solution. Of course, there are moments when, even after using all 4 steps, a child is simply in the wrong. That is when I lead with a firm voice, or, as my family knows it, the look. That works too. The long-term impact. The children I have cared for are calm, respectful, and emotionally aware. Many have adopted my personality and thrive in peaceful environments. I have been married to a strong-willed military man for over 34 years. While our relationship has not always been easy, especially during his deployments, I have had to step up and take on the role of running the household. That included managing schedules, making decisions, and supporting the emotional well-being of the entire family. What I have learned is this: the more smoothly things run, the more peaceful the home becomes. My husband never had to worry while he was away, whether we had children at home or not. I believe no one wants to return from service to a chaotic or unhappy household. Final thoughts. Leadership comes in many forms through parenting, caregiving, or professional roles. Empathetic leadership can be effective in all of them. When you lead with empathy, everything runs more smoothly. Relationships grow stronger, communication becomes easier, and people feel valued. So step up and be the leader you already are. Lead with empathy and you will thrive in every area of your life. Compassion, understanding, and intentional action build great leaders. About the author. Paula Aldis is a resilient survivor, wife, military mother, and leader who has lived with type 1 diabetes since age 12. Through decades of medical challenges, profound loss, and life-altering diagnoses, she has refused to surrender her voice, purpose, or dreams. Her leadership is rooted in bold courage, faith, and hope, showing others how to stand back up again. She is the author of The Woman Who Wouldn't Quit, her debut memoir, and continues to mentor others through writing, speaking, and advocacy.